And welcome everybody to a very special interview here on the Inland Sports Show. He's one of our favorite guys in the world, and we're excited for him because he is entering the NBA draft after a great year at San Diego State. Great career, but a really great year for the Aztecs. It's the great Matt Mitchell out of Roosevelt High School. Matt, first off, how are you doing? How's your family? Everybody good?
Yeah, I'm doing good. The family's good. Everybody's good, hanging in there, doing the best they can during these times.
I wanted to ask you. So when you declared for the NBA draft, was it during the quarantine or had the pandemic started yet? I'm trying to remember the timeline of when it all kind of happened.
Yes, the pandemic had already started. Just going through the whole process of it, just trying to figure out what was best for myself and my family. Just trying to figure out what's best for me. Um, and so season ended and it ended rough. We weren't able to play March Madness, and that was what every college player lived for, but especially this team and going 30-2. I think we had a really special season, and just for that to kind of go down the drain and no March Madness was kind of a thorn in our side.
You could have had a great shot of maybe making a long run at the NCAA tournament at March Madness. Do you kind of look back and think, man, what if? I know the NBA is in front of you and you want to pursue that dream and stuff, but you think, man, if we had just got like another month or two of the season, then this could have been, who knows, a national championship for the Aztecs.
Exactly, you never know. That's exactly what we were thinking, and you have to think, what if? What if we were able to play and play out March Madness, even if it was with no fans? I think we still would have showed up and gave it our all.
Were you pretty set though the entire time, regardless of how the season finished out, and how if the Aztecs could have won a national championship? But with all that aside, were you pretty set on, hey, you know what? I think after this season, I think I'm going to test the NBA draft and see what happens.
Most definitely. I wanted to test the waters no matter what. I felt like I was in a good position too. I feel like my body is in the right position too. I feel like it wasn't my first 2 years in college, and now I feel like I'm ready to test those waters. So just going in there, I think if we would have played March Madness, it would have given me a lot more confidence. And just the entire process of the NBA draft and the workouts and whatnot, just being able to showcase my talent. But having lost that, I still feel like I can showcase my talent and put my name out there, so guys know who Matt Mitchell is, and when the time comes around next year, that I'm in the running.
Matt, what do you think has been the biggest adjustment to your game from, let's say, when we saw you and Jamal Baker tearing it up at Roosevelt to the basketball player that you are right now? What do you think are the biggest changes to the way you've developed to your game?
I think it's growth, just growth and maturity. I think that I've always been a well-rounded player, and had a well-rounded game. I just think the growth and maturity is what I needed, and just kind of the weight loss. Just my freshman and my sophomore year, gained a little bit of weight and lost that maturity and mentality, and gained it back after the summer of my sophomore year, going into my junior year. Just being able to play at the right weight, and feel more athletic and more agile.
Well, Matt, normally, as we get closer to the NBA draft, whenever it will take place, there's teams bring you in for workouts and there's like an NBA combine and all that stuff. Have you heard anything about when you might be able to work out for teams and kind of get this draft process going?
No, we haven't really heard anything right now. But at the same time, it's just kind of like the waiting game. And I believe if workouts come to be soon, and I'm able to take the workouts, I'll take the workouts. And if my stock goes up and I'm likely to be drafted this year, I feel that it'd be in the right place for me to take that.
What are some things that you're doing during this quarantine period? At home or on your own, or however. I mean, is there a basket you have access to that you can just put some shots up? What are some things that you're doing to just kind of keep your body right?
Yeah, just trying to find baskets. I'm able to find a basket to work out on and get shots up and keep my game tight, as well as running. I do a lot of running every day, just trying to keep that fitness up. And I do a lot of workouts in the house, a lot of hit workouts, workouts you don't really need weights with, but you're using more body weight and just getting a good sweat in.
Matt, growing up, was there a player or did you have a favorite player or a favorite NBA team? Because I know once you make it to the NBA, all bets are off. You're gonna have a new favorite team and all of those things. But as a younger player, let's say even going back to Roosevelt, was there a guy that you kind of looked up to or said, okay, maybe my game is similar to his, something like that?
I think for me it was a little bit of Kawhi Leonard, but I really like Bradley Beal. I like comparing my game to him, just the agility and just swiftness he plays with on the court. I think just along the way growing up, I think my favorite player was Paul George. But I think I compare most to a little bit of Bradley Beal.
Matt, you brought up Kawhi Leonard, obviously another San Diego State guy. That pipeline from the Inland Empire to San Diego State, it's continuing. We got Lamont Butler from Poly High School that will be down there next year. Does Kawhi still hang around the program? Have you had a chance to maybe practice with him or talk to him or anything like that?
Not practice with him, but he's definitely around a lot. Just him being in LA playing with the Clippers. Sometimes he'll come up and work out, and you're able to see him work out and see his work ethic. And I've been able to chop it up with him a few times and get a few words in. But it's mostly just business. You're going about your day and you're getting your work in.
And Matt, finally, has the NBA always been the dream? Like even as a young boy, I mean, did you have all these these dreams and goals of making it to the NBA one day? And now that you're so close, I mean, does it feel like, hey, is this real? Like, am I really this close to achieving this dream?
It does. It kind of feels surreal. Just growing up and thinking NBA, watching Kobe, watching LeBron, and watching all these guys through the league and wanting to be like them and wanting to play alongside and against them. And now that chance is just within arm's reach. It's kind of a surreal feeling, but it just makes me want it that much more.
Matt, I'm curious, what position do you think you're at the next level? Like a small forward?
No, I think I'm more of a two.
A two?
I feel like I can play the two and the three, and sometimes a little bit of one if I have to.
And, we're going into this age of I guess they call it like positionless basketball, right? Like you got to be able to do everything. It doesn't matter how tall you are, short you are. Yep. You got to be able to do everything on the court. Is that how you're kind of trying to mold your game?
Most definitely. I want to be versatile at every position. And if there's a switch and I got to guard a big man, I want to be able to hold my own. And if I got to switch from a three to a one, I want to be able to move my feet and contain.
Well, Matt, I really appreciate this time catching up with you, man, and best of luck in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully, things will kind of open up a little bit more, and you can go, work out for some teams, and as we get closer to the NBA draft. But I do appreciate the time. You've always been one of our favorites, and man, we're all rooting for you here in the Inland Empire to do something big.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. It was good seeing you.
Good seeing you too. That's Matt Mitchell, the pride of Roosevelt High School, now at San Diego State, and now getting ready for the NBA draft.